This is a demonstration of the Google Documents and the web form tools that have been created to aid you in your planning and executing of the GMG conference event. As a note, the tools have been created in tandem with the workbook that you have. So all these tools are really optional. Everything that you really need is in the workbook. This is just meant to make the planning process and execution process easier for you. So as we go through this, please keep that in mind. This is not aimed at adding increased workload for you. It's only meant to make it easier for you if it does such. The objectives for this session are to review the Google Documents tool, highlighting primarily the functionality. We're going to review the Google Forms to gain insight into their potential. We're going to review the website forum and its intent, and at the end, hopefully have an increased understanding on how the tool can be leveraged to support your project. The 30,000-foot view of what this tool can do for you is really collaboration and knowledge management. So from a knowledge management perspective, you can store all the documents that your team has been working on, that they're sharing, that individuals want to post and share for others. So it's available to everyone online wherever they are in the world. There's also forums from the website, which we'll review briefly, where people can post information real time and share it with all the different conference planners and leaders around the country. So if you wanted to post a comment on the role of meal facilitator, saying the documentation forgot to mention this, and I think this would be of value to everyone across the country, so I'm going to post a little note on the forum for that. So that's knowledge management piece there. And then in collaboration, so if you have one document that you want everyone to be accessing and viewing and adding and contributing information to it, this tool makes it easy to do so. So we're going to start with a simple collaboration example. I can't really do an iPhone on this media format, but this same form would work on your iPhone. You could text it to someone or email it to them, or they could pull it up on the website. But I'm going to assume we've got this little email over here, that we got this email that we were asked to click on this link. So I'm going to click on that link. Click on this link, and up comes a little form. So name an item in the room. I happen to have a lamp in the room, so I'm going to type lamp. Do I think this example will demonstrate Google Documents? I'm going to click unsure. Neither of these items are required for this particular form, but if it did, it would have a star on it and say that item is required. You have to enter it in order to submit the form. But I'm going to click submit, and then it's going to say your responses have been recorded. Now I have another window open here, which is that particular form. I'm going to try and find that form. So you can see in this form that additional item has already been added, and a date stamp. The date and the time that it was added, that someone completed that survey, whether it's from an iPhone, a web, came from an email link. You can see the timestamp and what the entries was. So this is a way to gather information from multiple people from multiple geographic locations, and you don't have to re-enter the information manually. It's just in real time saved. Just wanted to show you a brief example of the form and the collaboration potential to kind of get your mind thinking about some of the potential of this particular tool. So I'm going to close this example. And we're going to start, I'm going to sign out, so we start as if from the very beginning here. But so the starting point here is Google Documents. So what I'm going to do is go to the More tab and then go to the Documents menu. And if you have not already signed up for an account, if you don't have a Google account, any Google Gmail, any of those accounts should work. You click on this Create an Account Now, and it's a relatively short process except for reading through the contract. But it is a free tool for your usage. So I'm going to go ahead and log in by putting my email address in and my password. Click Sign In. And this is going to bring me to the starting point, which is all of my files, both my personal files and folders folders that are shared with me. So this is a list here of all of your files on folders on the right hand side. On the left hand side, you've got a list of different folders. So you have my folders, and then you've got folders shared with me. So I'm going to drill down into folders shared with me by clicking on the triangle and then clicking on the file that's called local mission gathering. And so within this folder now I see folders and files that are shared with everyone that's associated with the Global Mission Gathering 2011 event. There's 3 file folders in here. The clean copy of documents is more for administrative purposes. In case something became corrupt, you could leverage these files and kind of start from scratch. Files under review as new documents, new forms. Say your team has created a tool that you found very useful and you'd like to share that with other groups around the country who are planning conference events. You could drop a copy of that file in the files under review so that we could incorporate that. Has the potential to be incorporated and rolled out to other groups that are planning conferences in the future for different training events. And then you've got the event planning package, and what this contains is a list of all of the, actually it's not a list, but it's all the files that are associated with a group that may be planning an event. So you can and as you're going through the training documentation, you'll see a little icon that says Google Docs or Google Site. And so that's referring to there's a tool that has been created and is here for you on this website. To open any of these files, such as the press release, you would simply click on the file name and that file will open up in a new window. I apologize for the slow internet connection. So now the document is open. I can begin making changes to it. It pretty much saves automatically as I make changes. So as soon as you do change something, it'll save for you automatically. If you wanted to change the name, you would click on the name up here. And then if you wanted to make a copy, it has a traditional file menu. So you could go File, make a copy, or download a copy, print this, etc. So to close it, I'm just going to close that particular window and go back to our original screen here. If you wanted to create your own file and then move, let's say if you wanted to move any of these around, it's really drag and drop functionality. You would click on it and could drag it to a different folder over here on the left or within this main screen menu. If I wanted to rename one of these files, I could click on the little box to the left here, go to the menu up here and click rename. This highlights and now I could start renaming this if I wanted to do so. I'm not going to do so. So that is really the basics of using this tool. What I'd like to jump into now is creating new files from scratch. How you would do that is you have the Create New button up here, and you could select a new document, presentation, spreadsheet. If I do that, let's do a spreadsheet, for example. It's going to open up a brand new document in a new window. And it'll be a blank spreadsheet. If you want to change the name, you click on the unsaved spreadsheet name up here and then just type in whatever name you would like. You'd click OK. And you can see it already saved it for me. Now, if I wanted to share this file with others, there's this share button. You can click on the shared settings. Right now it's only shared with me. I can add other people to this distribution. However, if you save this file and move it into a folder that is a shared folder, so if your team has a shared folder, all you have to do is drop this file in that folder and it'll be shared with everyone that you've already shared the folder with. So I'm going to close this. If I wanted to create a new folder, for example, let's say I'm going to create GMG event Houston and click Save. Now I'm in this folder. I'm going to go up a level and we've got the GMG event Houston. folder so that your group for Houston can put files in this folder, start using it, collaborating with it, and you're not impacting anyone else who's working on this site for their particular event. So I would recommend everyone that wants to use the Google projects to create their own folder on here. And then for all the files that are in this event planning package, you simply make a copy of those files, which I'll show you here in a second, and drop them into your GMG event planning Houston folder, for example. And then you can customize those, and it doesn't impact any other groups. You can change them, you can delete them, only take the files that you want to be looking at. So the again, if you wanted to share this folder with your GMG event Houston, you would click on the box to the left here. Come over here to the sharing box, click the sharing settings, and then add a list of people here that you would want shared to that particular folder, and then share. Then everyone will have access to that folder and all the files that are in that folder. If you wanted to upload a file from your folder, right next to the Create New is the Upload. You would simply select Files to Upload. You would navigate to the file that you want to upload, select it, and then it's going to place that file in here. And then this button right here, there's two types of documents you could upload. There's the Google Documents, which is more the collaborative form, where you see anyone around the world can open the file at the same time. They can be making changes and sharing with each other. But in order to do that, Google has stripped out a lot of the functionality in a spreadsheet or Word document that you don't have in a traditional offline version from like Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. If you have a complex spreadsheet, or which there are tools on this right now that are more complex that do not convert easily into a Google Documents format, or I shouldn't say easily at all, you can uncheck this box, and then what that does, it saves the file there. Anyone can download it and open it on their computer, but it's not that real time. If they make a change, it's not reflected online with Google. There's an additional step where you would have to re-upload that file through this process so that you could share that file with everyone. So you could create versions. You would have to create versions so that people would know what that file is, such as this is put a date at the end of it. So the document X as of date, January 21st, 2011. Then you would also, this destination folder, you would drill down into your shared folders, your local mission gathering, and then your GMG Houston event. Click OK, start upload, and then that file will be saved in that particular location, and then everyone who has access to that folder can begin using it, sharing it. What I would like to walk through now is a process of Google doesn't make it that easy to do a mass copy. I showed you how to copy one file at a time into a new location. But to copy a whole file, or a folder, I should say, of files, it's a multi-step process, and I just want to walk you through that very quickly. So to do that, so basically I want to create a copy of all the files in this event planning package and place them in a fresh copy in my GMG event Houston planning folder. So no one should be working on these folders in the event planning package directly. You should be making a copy from them, placing them in your event folder, and then you start using the folders from that event. You add your team members to that folder. So how you do that is you would click on this box in front of the folder. You would go to More Actions. You would go Download Folder, and then leave these as the default. They should be correct. And then download the file, and it's going to do some calculations on how big the file is for you. And then you're going to download a zip file to your computer.